Alright, update on Kadena. So it's been 2 days since my last video. The last time I updated you, we were crashing back into the short-term moving averages at around about 650, I remember when we made the last video for this, and I highlighted how I believe, there's a plethora of reasons why, but we were losing all sorts of momentum on Kadena. If we look at this on the daily time frame, the squeeze momentum indicator was very, very sharply falling to the downside on my last video, and it hasn't done much apart from heavily accumulate down since then. If we look at what's going on the 4-hourly though, it looks like the downtrend could be starting to subside. I mean, we've got a massive increase in volume, and the last time we had a big increase in volume like that, we were able to switch the short-term moving average on the EMA ribbons back bullish. So, like I said 2 videos ago, we were at 650. I was predicting a move down to 441. And that was a 31% drop that I was estimating. And so far we've come down 17%, but I'm starting to get the feeling like this could potentially be the bottom for Kadena. Now, I'm not trading until we have more confluence coming in, and we are still cheaper, much cheaper than when I made my last video. Even if we were to re-enter the market now, we're still entering for a 12% discount since my last video. So I personally don't think there's any need to rush into a trade for Kadena until we do take out the 786 Fibonacci. I could overcomplicate this analysis a million and one ways, drawing a bunch of micro fibs, but I think it's important to note that we've dropped out of this very substantial uptrend. In the short term, momentum indicators are still pulling to the downside, and we are currently having a retest of the 786 Fibonacci. So, like I said, I mean, I'm really keeping this on the table as a possible scenario where we could move down. This 31% move, I mean, it's really not too far away from us now. It's only 22%. But what the chart is telling me right now is we're really struggling to get over these 4-hourly EMA ribbons, even though we've got volume coming in. And personally, I think this 786 has proved itself. If we come down to the lower time frames, we're not able to close a 4-hourly candle above this. Now, this could change at any point in time, so I would like to highlight, if we push above the 786 Fibonacci and have a daily close, at the USD price, that is approximately $5.68. We'll call it $5.68 to be slightly conservative. If you have a daily close below $5.68, I believe it would be time to wipe out the possibility of us coming down for this trend. And then if you were to re-enter the market, you'd still be buying for 12% cheaper than my last update 2 days ago when we were at 650 before we took a massive tumble off the table. Now, like I said, I'm not convinced that we are going to be able to take out this 786 Fibonacci. From what I can see, we're forming somewhat of a bear flag target, and I'm not going to take the price target of it. I don't think it's too relevant because, like I've been saying, if we do break below the 786, my next area of support is down here at 439. So if we were to close a daily candle above 566, 567, that would personally where I'd be looking to kind of, buy the bags back that I sold from the video we made 2 days ago when we were at 650, because like I said, you'd still be buying for a discount, but I would absolutely not trade Kadena at all until we have a daily close above this, because as far as I'm concerned, we're pushing down very strongly from this now, and this could have been a rejection. Now, I'm also not liking the fact that Bitcoin is still picking up bearish momentum to the downside after this huge flush out, which I did predict, a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago. We would have wanted to see a much bigger bounce. I would have liked to see something like this. Worst case scenario, we could be Wing out, but I really wanted to see a strong bounce within a day or so, potentially back up to 42.5, and we're really not seeing that. Bitcoin is showing weakness right now, so until Bitcoin starts showing us that this is the bottom down here, then, in my opinion, I think it could be pretty suicidal to enter a long on Kadena right now when we've just been rejected from the 786 Fibonacci. So, like I said, keep your eyes on this region. It's approximately on this green line, 568, but round it up by a penny or two just to be conservative. If we have a daily close at or around 570, that's personally what I'd be looking for. That's when I'd be looking to potentially get into a trade for Kadena. Until that happens, I can't really be too bullish. Now, if we look at Kadena, if we come over to Kadena on the and we look at the RSI and the MFI, which is the money flow indicator, we still do have potentially a little bit more down to go. I mean, every time I can tell that we've come down on the MFI, we've pretty much always come down to the 20. And currently we're sitting at 35, so that is just something to bear in mind. The daily MFI is saying that money could still flow out of the market, and on the RSI we've been a lot lower than this, and I personally can't see any time whatsoever apart from this one time that was during an uptrend, not a downtrend, because we're in a downtrend, so this, you know, hypothetically would be different. Every time we were in a downtrend, we came down to 25, we came down to 22, we came down to 29 before coming down to 28 anyway, and then we retested 29 in this scenario. We came down to 22 or 23, and right now we're sitting at 38. So, you know, the RSI and the MFI on the daily, they are saying that we do have another leg lower, and especially on the 4-hourly, like, we still do have room to go to the downside. So the indicators are really telling me that I have to still keep my target in play. I am still predicting that we're going to come down to $4.40 for Kadena. I'm really not liking these momentum indicators. Like, I would have preferred to see these start to slow down as we came to the 786, but like I said in my last video when we were at 650, I believe that the 786 is going to be invalidated, because at the point that I made this, the squeeze mom was only starting to head to the downside, and the squeeze mom isn't normally something, especially on the daily, that just flips and then flips back bullish. So I still do have to assume this is on the table. I am predicting another 20% move to the downside for Kadena, but that is a hypothetical. If we do push above 568, round up to 570 to be conservative, then, you know, I would have to switch to a more bullish stance. And like I said, if we do have a daily close above there, it's still 11.5 to 12% cheaper than when I made my video when I switched bearish on this a couple of days ago. So that is all I see for Kadena. Best of luck if you're in it. The indicators are really telling me we still have another move to the downside, and yeah, I'm just really not liking what we're seeing right now. Gotta keep it real. And yeah, that's all I've got for you today. Once again, none of this is financial advice. Cowboy out. Peace.